Um, so tip that just in case anyone needs a tip for doing stories, I'd put a sticky note like with keywords about what I was going to say. So I didn't say ADHD. I'd be like, okay, focus, nervous system regulation. And I'd put the sticky note over there. And as I'm telling my stories, or even when I always do this with lives, actually, because lives, you guys, I sweat. I hate them. I feel like everyone is watching me and I lose focus in totally Bethany's style. So I put the notes over there and then I'm like, sometimes, and I hate even outing myself like this because now you guys are going to catch me, but I'll even be like, no, don't do that. Sorry, he's bothering his brother. Like to give myself a second to think. I don't know what that guy's doing, but so that's just a little tip on stories because I used to write down things all the time. So you can examples of crafting. I made notes for this. I'm so proud of myself. Crafting posts for this would be like discover a new way to support your child's day-to-day challenge with focus and calmness. And you can take that line and put it in ChatGPT and be like, give me 10 hooks around this. You can say stay tuned for something special coming your way, but the way I do this, and everyone's allowed to do it differently, is I'm basically anyone I can get on the Happy Juice for Kids right now, I do. I'm not like, hey, there's something coming in 2 weeks though, wait for it. Because in 2 weeks, I guarantee they're going to want to try the new Kids Happy Juice anyway at a lower price point. So, I guess as someone in sales, when they're at that point where they want it, I get them at their pain point while it's happening. Because even as a mom, I will have a very bad day with Scout. And I'm like, holy shit, we haven't been doing Kids Much Mood Plus for like a week. And I will go grab that Kids Mood Plus, right? Parents are the same way when they're going to make the purchase. But then the next day, if you don't get them while they want to make the purchase, then they have a good week, let's say. And then they see another reel from another distributor a week later that hits them, and that distributor hooks them to get the purchase, and they're then someone else's. So even just getting on and saying we're about to change the game for parents struggling to find solutions for focus and sensory processing disorder. I mean, that's what I do because Scout is just part of my story. You'll see Amanda Cooper post a lot about neurodivergency. That's like a proper way of the internet saying different, like, I don't know. Because neurodivergency is like half kids these days. There's just I don't know, it's like calling, like instead of saying someone's gay, you say homosexual, like when that was, I don't know. Hopefully you guys follow me. It's so weird talking with no silence.
Politically correct.
Yeah, that's the word. Politically correct. And so I always do teasers without naming the product. People, even with my reels now, go in my inbox and they drop the word instead of dropping it on the reel. And I find it so freaking annoying. And all I do is say, hey, thanks for your interest. Here is all the information because my email gives them the information, right? Read it over and let me know if you have any questions. So that's how I capture them. And I think this has been a major key to my enrollments, you guys, because I nurture them and the conversations there happening over and over and over. Whereas when people are like, what is the name? I still give them my flow desk and say, here's all the information you need. Given I like, if someone asks me specific questions, then I pay attention to the specific question. Like they're like, hey, I'm really struggling with my son. He has sensory process, like gives me their story. I'm not like, here's all the information. Like I answer those people, right? So I guess that's what I mean by teasers without naming the product on your reels, because that's how you bring the cold market in. But color blocks are really helpful too. On your Facebook. So like my kids are really loving the new gut protocol at the lower price point. if you're one of those people that got to order it. So we have our educational segment that Nicole did, a team call on the kids' Happy Juice that even I'm gonna go back and familiarize myself with, because it was freaking good. If you missed it, go back and watch it. If you didn't miss it, go back and watch it, just because you want to be able to educate on this product, right? I did see Happy Team is going to come out with testimonials with pretty graphics. So that's helpful, but the more you hear it, the more confident you'll show up in your stories. I definitely share testimonials. The way I've been doing it lately is after I say something about Happy Juice. So yesterday, I think I showed my before picture and after picture. I was just like, I was going through my photos and found this. This is insane. And then I just put my Flowdesk link. But that's not the point of the post. The point after that is there's 2 different testimonials on my stories from other people unrelated to me. So yes, they saw the physical difference, but now they're getting a testimony about this mom feeling more patient, and another testimony about getting off meds. And so then it's like, whoa, that product does all that and I get to lose weight, that kind of thing. Engagement tactics in your stories include, like my stories today. Do your kids get upset belly? Yes, no, I do. And you can say, please help me answer a few of these questions. Then people think they're doing you a favor and they love to help. And so they'll click, sure, I can do that. I can do that simple thing for her. Do your kids get overly sick this type of year? That's one of my Flowdesk I have set up that I have yet to use, that I got a ping about, is emphasizing on the immune system. And I think I just haven't done that because, knock on wood, we've been so healthy over here, but it'd be a good, like, everyone's getting sick around us. So emphasizing that in your reels would be a good one. And I point people to kids' fundamentals in that. It's also amazing to talk about in your stories, because if a mom is at home from work watching, it's probably because her kiddo's sick. So yeah, I think I wouldn't name the product as much as you can. Not to be slimy, but just get used to being like the gut protocol for kids that you use, because then you're going to get questions too of people engaging. And this is also where your Flowdesk is going to be super helpful, because when people ask me that in my stories, I say, here's all the information. And sometimes too, I just get these weird vibes where I'm like, whoa, this person probably doesn't like that I just gave them my Flowdesk. So I send them a voice message and I'm just like, busy doing XYZ. And 99.9% of the time, it's not a lie. Like, I wouldn't send them the Flowdesk if I had time to have a conversation at that minute. But I make it personal. Hey, I'm busy dropping off the kids. That has all the information. I just wanted to get it to you while you had it, so you weren't waiting on me. Leave your questions here and I'll be back to answer them. So a lot of the reels of your kids that are working, I said a cool background. So something like getting outside. I think the outside ones work really well because everyone can be outside. It's really relatable. And there's this longing, I think, in every parent to get their child outside more, you know, like away from the TV. There's just, this is at least within me. And whenever I see kids outside playing on an account, I immediately follow that person, because it's just like, wow, if they can be outside in the fall or they can be outside in the winter, I need to know what they're doing over there, even though that's not even what their reel's about. So you can show a day in the life of your kids. So just doing homework. Homework's a good one. Coloring's a good one. Have you ever wondered what a common focus day looks like for a neurodivergent child? So these are hooks, but I like to be hookier.
What do you mean hookier? Can you give us an example?
Like my one was Scout, and anyone could take this. Well, he's sensory processing disorder, but like, okay, I'll use Lemon. She's just a 3-year-old with a lot of anger, right? So I used to think something she cry. So the hook would be like, this is my thinking process, crying all the time, throwing things, banging her head against the wall. These are the things I was struggling with my 3-year-old. Right. And then the hook would like, I'd put something below it, like, then I tried saffron holy basil supplement and everything changed. But like immediately when I see a reel like that, I'm like, why the fuck is that child throwing their head against the wall? What kind of parent are they? You know, but I mean, that's me. Lemon throws when we had to take her off for her eczema, off everything. That's what it turned into. It was awful. Like, and you guys know I'm on my God journey. So it's just like, holy shit, is this like the fucking devil in my child? She gets, when she's off her fundamentals and Kids Mood Plus, she's awful. So with Scout, for instance, like I thought he hated me. He never wanted to give me hugs. He was unloving. So that would be it. And then 2 seconds later, I had no idea he had sensory processing disorder. Then we tried this. So it's kind of like the hook has to do with the struggles. So I take like a hook, let's say off Chat GBT, and then I make it hookier. Like because remember, it's kind of like taking Chat GBT's hook and doing that 7-layer deep thing. Like, well, what's that feeling provoke? And then what does that feeling provoke? And you kind of think of how the parents are feeling within their struggles. Yeah, you can always do an education reel on the gut brain connection too. On the gut brain connection too. Where it's like a lengthier 12-second reel. Like, did you know 90% of serotonin, 70% dopamine is in your child's gut? And this is how we regulate ADHD, if that wants to be your focus. I've also learned too, with my kids, I can break down my overall reels to just focus on the girls, let's say. And you guys can be doing this kind of stuff with the Calm gummies too. Like I tried it on the Calm because I just had this ping to do it. And it got like 2.1 million within 48 hours. With a lot of leads on it. I just haven't nurtured that segment yet. Like there's only 2 emails for it. So that is just like, one of them is my husband did research on melatonin and found out we were harming our child. Yes, I know I'm not married, but like it just, and the other one is, I don't know, I can go look if anyone's actually interested. But like what keeps coming up for me is how I used to give this to my kids and essentially I was drugging them, right? So at least that's what it is in my eyes for me with my kids. If you're giving your kids melatonin, I'm not sitting here being like, oh my God, you're drugging your kids. It's just like a feeling I had about myself. We made an easy decision to stop giving our kids melatonin after learning how it harms growing children, is the way that one went. And I just change like how I give it to them. And I give my kids the heads up that we're doing it. But other reels that's working. So for a lot of you that once this happy juice comes out, you'll be able to go to people that have gotten off happy juice and share with them. We have kids happy juice that works from, it's from 4 to 18, right?
4 to 17.
Oh, 4 to 17. that if they want help with their immune system, like however you want to address it back to their pain points, that you have this low, I think it's around $80 is what I remember from my conversation with Sarah Bogard,
Yeah, I think
isn't
it's
it?
79.95. I'm pretty sure.
Which includes the nootropic within it.
Yeah.
I still haven't opened our pack yet, so I haven't looked. So that's really, really awesome. So you can go back and do that. The other thing, you guys, that I actually have been meaning to share this with Megan and Nicole, but I just haven't, it takes too long. And they've been having a conversation with me in text when I need a voice message it. So, conversations about, so I sell a lot of Kids Mood Plus, right? When I have conversations with people and they're like, my kid has ADHD, sensory processing disorder, they can't sit still, and they're always sick, right? So I had a call with Fryer and he was sharing with me what you want to do in these situations is like an ABC. So if you just want to work on sensory regulation, ADHD, you're gonna want to get Kids Mood Plus, and this is me like talking to the person. So I'm making shit up to make it flow. Kids Mood Plus at the price point of $39. That is going to be good for focus and nervous system regulation. Option B would really, really help with immune support, which is the kids' fundamentals, and sitting still and sleeping, because then you add that fundamental piece. But if you really want the full meal deal, you're going to want to go with the kids pack because it has added minerals that help the brain function. So you're giving them 3 different levels, which I thought was fucking smart. And now I realize how I've purchased higher packs of his shit. I'm like, oh, I see what you're doing. But I'm the person that I'm like, what parent doesn't want the best for their kid, right? So you're sitting there getting the Kids Mood Plus and you're like, but for only this much more, I could have. And so maybe they go with the middle option, or then they go with the best option. Because I think we're all parents on this call, and you're going to get the best for your kid if you can, right? Somehow money just appears or comes out of savings or something when it means that it's for the best for your child. Or maybe you decide you sacrifice coffee for a week because it's for your child. So giving them that ABC, and then adding, it doesn't matter to me what you get. I just wanted to make sure you knew all the options. And then you unattach yourself from it and it's there. The other thing I personally recommend when you're helping people with kids or helping adults is making sure that they get the core menabiotic piece or kids fundamentals. And so with the kids pack, you guys, I know that half the people hate the vitamins, right? So I let people know they taste like Flintstone vitamins because they do to me. And that if they want to get started, that middle pack, I can bundle for them Kids Fundamentals and add Kids Mood Plus, or add Kids Mood Plus with one fundamentals. You kind of just work with, especially with the parents of multiples. I try to put myself in their position, right? So I know that was a lot of information, but keeping, like, I don't know if you guys have seen my color block posts lately, but I've been doing a lot of sharing what I'm doing here without like, hey, come do it with me. Like I do that every, like the Disney World post. Hey, we're going to tell the kid, I just did it like an hour ago. Hey, we're going to tell the kids we earned Disney World. Like, I think 6 weeks ago, I wrote that I was so excited to be earning the trip. Once we do, I can't wait to tell the kids, right? We hadn't earned the trip yet, but I was letting people know. So then people are like, what is this Disney World gig? So a week from now, I can be like, okay, next up, Mexico. And people can be like, what do you mean next up, Mexico? And then I get to have that conversation in the Amari thread. I mean, in my thread about Amari. I hope some of this is helpful. helpful. Three-nager, yeah. But yeah, is there anyone in here not trying to do the Kids Mood Plus product? Do you just not have it at home? Do you just hate the idea of it? I'm just trying to think because in my conversation, I know Nicole, you're focusing on Reboot too.
Mm-hmm.
Once you get your customers in, it just, you give them so much more. You have them, right, as someone that comes into your store who stopped by your restaurant for the very first time, and then you get to offer more on the menu. And if your follow-ups are good with them, then they are already learning about Happy Juice without having to ask. And if
Mm-hmm.
you're putting them in the customer group too. Does anyone have any questions?
I think the launch is just gonna be amazing. I think it's gonna be good, like kids or not. I just think it's a really good opportunity. It's a wicked price point. I'm hoping they do like a bundle with the kids happy juice and like sleep or the calm plus
Yeah.
and or mood plus or something. That would be really cool. And I feel like they would.
If they're smart, I hope they do the new Happy Juice, Mood Plus, and Calm.
Mm-hmm.
What's the PV gonna be for it?
50 for just the happy juice.
So it will not count as an enrollment.
Well, not towards Focus on 5, but yeah, it's still an
Yeah,
enrollment.
that's what,
I
well,
think
that's
what
what I
they'll end
mean
up,
towards Focus on 5 and Me and 3 and stuff like that.
I'm guessing they'll end up doing like a double pack, but I'm kind of hoping they also do the combo pack. So then we can upsell.
Yeah.
So that is where the ABC conversation comes into, which the way I've been doing things with Flowdesk, that's like a detriment to me for upsales. So when I had my coaching call with Fryer too, I was like, I'm getting all these fucking one pointers for Kids Mood Plus, and I want to be enrolling them with the big pack. And he was like, well, you need to be having the conversation then to be able to upsell in that way, which I don't do with my automation, but I can't. So when people do come in my inbox, I take that as the opportunity to do that. So what you guys build up now will lead, I think, to good conversations once it does launch.
Yeah, that's one of the things that's kind of been frustrating me is I've had like 3, I think in the past this month, new enrollments that didn't count toward any of the bonuses because they were just Kids Mood Plus. And I, tried to upsell them, but they just wanted the Kids Mood Plus because that's kind of what I was talking about in my reels. And so that kind of backfired on me a little bit because at my, like where I am in business, the bonuses are really important to me. You know what I mean?
Yep. One thing you could do is you can talk about the Kids Mood Plus stick and then share, but don't stop here. If you want the best, you are going to want to add kids fundamentals. Message me and I will bundle it for you. If you put that in the reel, yeah, because even when we had to get lemon off everything and switch to a different one with like marshmallow in it, because I guess that helps gut lining for food or something, her probiotic costs $75. So I don't feel like Amari is expensive when people are educated on what it does.
It'll be really awesome if we can I think this will hopefully be the ways that we can bundle kids happy juice onto like a pack. We bundle things for like up to 45% off. That would be really cool. Because then all of
Like
our
if you could bundle Kids Happy Juice onto Adult Happy Juice,
yeah,
or
because it would be really
that
cool.
would
Like
be so awesome.
especially people like Aspen who does the happy hormone and happy juice, you could do happy hormone and then bundle on the kids happy juice.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Because I think we might see a lot of adults switch over to this for a while too. And I mean, I have the same effects from the kids products, just taking like the regular dosage. So I imagine the kids happy juice is going to be potent for us. Anyways,
I
still
should
want
try the
more
kids
adult
happy juice for like a month and see what happens.
Totally. These may be a good opportunity for people who want to do the happy juice, but also try other products. They'll be able to do the kids happy juice because it's a little more budget friendly, plus add on their new supplements.
Oh yeah.
And they'll still
I
get their
didn't see
nootropic.
you guys the launch packs. The way they're if you guys are selling launch packs, the way they are on the website now show every product in them,
Oh,
which is
cool.
really, yeah. I mean, you know, versus that basic laid out version. So, for current customers too, you guys could be messaging them, checking to see how they're doing, and then ask if they're interested in knowing how to get their product paid for versus do you want to start making $500? Like changing it to, do you want to get your product paid for?
I just started adding my customers who've dropped off into my flow desk. So that's
That's
another
smart
cool
too.
thing about the automation. So like I had somebody order Kids Mood in December 2022 one time. And so I just add them into my kids flow desk. I don't know. I don't have any results on that. I literally just started that tonight. So I can't give any information on that, but we'll see. If nothing else, it's touching them and giving them the idea.
Yeah.
But Aspen, what I wanted to talk about a little bit about Aspen and I were having a conversation yesterday and we're talking about all I keep like there's been a lot of days where I'm just, not feeling it. We just went through chaos and sometimes my motivation stoops. And when I'm feeling that way, I'm literally just the only things that bring me right back is thinking about, first of all, the kids happy juice launch. I do not want to be sitting the back burner for this. We've been through a lot of product launches and the big products. Like, I don't know if you guys were around for GBX Burn or Ignite, but those were massive. I wish I had pictures of our volume because it went up like exponentially. But also Black Friday is huge. Like everything we do today is in preparation for Black Friday because the people that we're just reaching out to now are gonna start watching us, right? And sometimes it takes 7 touches on average for them to commit. So if we touch these people now, I really gotta find a different word for that. If we talk to these people now, or we start inviting these people now, and they're not our yes right away, which is about 10% of people, the other 90% need quite a few more touches, and that will translate for you into Black Friday. So if you need extra motivation or inspiration, just keep thinking Black Friday. And I know sometimes numbers dip and it feels lots of different things. I've been through probably every emotion in this business. And I can say it goes up and it goes down. And I keep thinking about what Sarah Beauregard told me one time when we first started, is you cannot get to the other mountaintop without going in the valley, right? You can't jump from mountaintop to mountaintop. You have to go down in the valley and then come up the other mountain. So I use that as inspiration, and I just keep thinking of holding on. Like, we have a huge product launch coming up. We have Black Friday coming up in December. Statistically, it's supposed to be lower months, but we've had really good Decembers here. And then we turn around, we do a Happy New You challenge in January. So that's really good. February, we had that huge sale. That was really good. We don't have a leap year this year, so it might look a little different, but it's been really different here, different seasons. So I say just hold on and use those moments. Like, don't use your results from today as your motivation. Use what you want to happen in on Black Friday as motivation.
Yeah, I mean, even think of the marketing on your TV and stuff. Like they're already putting out shit that my kids are like, oh my God, I want that for Christmas. I want that. I want that. Right. And parents are hearing that. And Prime Days in 12 days. So what are parents going to be getting? Black Friday. That's what I know and what to buy my kids. So we're not marketing and saying, hey, come buy my toy, but the toys don't market, hey, come buy it either. They just show how the kids feel, what the kids are doing and smiling while they're doing it, which is what we do with our products without saying. It's what you do with your B-rolls on your reels, that kind of thing.
We good? Everybody good?
Yeah. Can I take a picture? I don't know if Megan and Ashley went in and Corinne, but Corinne's. There she is. I don't know. Ashley, are you there? Yay. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Okay. I'll drop it in the chat. Okay. Well, you all know where to find me or text me if you need help. Okay. Good night, guys.
Bye. Night.
Bye.